Hello, my name's Stuart Cross and this is Strategy Confidential, and this is episode 29, 5 Sources of Innovation. Now, innovation is still the number one driver of growth for the most successful organisations in the world. But when I work with my clients, they're often uncertain about how can they start to think about new ideas for their business, new growth ideas. So here are 5 sources of innovation that you can use in your organisation. Number 1, look for the next big thing. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple in the late 1990s, a Californian business professor asked him what his strategy was, expecting the usual list of certain growth projects, cost-cutting partnerships, etc. But Steve Jobs didn't say that. His answer was, I am waiting for the next big thing. He knew that the markets in which he operated were highly dynamic, highly uncertain, almost chaotic, and that something new would come along that could drive the growth of Apple. For Jobs, that actually came through not in computing, which was the basis of Apple's the organisation, but actually in music. It came through iTunes, the iPod. That created the momentum for the new organisation. That was the next big thing. So what's the next big thing for your market? That is the first source of innovation. The second source is almost the opposite of that, is to focus on what won't change in your markets. What things do you think are going to stay constant and consistent over the next 5, 6, 10 years? At Amazon, they have decided they're going to focus on 3 factors that they think will remain relatively constant over the next 5 to 10 years. And that is to offer more range, to increase the speed and convenience for their customers, and to lower prices. They have focused their innovation, all their innovation of the organisation, on those 3 factors. So what is it that won't change in your markets and for your customers? And how can you then focus your innovation in those areas? The third area, the third source of innovation, is to focus on frustrations and compromises. So McDonald's, for example, overcame the frustration of queuing by building drive-thrus in their restaurants. And one of my favourite ads this year has been the Heinz Baked Beans fridge pack. If you look at that advert, what you see are people putting beans back in the fridge, either in a cup, in a pan, in a plastic bag, in a half-used tin. They're showing the frustration and compromises that their customers make. And so they have introduced a fridge pack that you can keep in the fridge. It's brilliant. So what are the frustrations and compromises that your customers make? And how could you overcome them? What is your equivalent of the Heinz fridge pack? Number 4 is to give the have-nots what the haves have. So, for example, the low-fare airlines have made international travel available for everyone. We are all now the jet set. In what ways can you give the have-nots what the haves already have? And number 5 is just to steal, don't imitate. What can you take from other markets, other industries, other geographies and bring into your organisation? Chiltern Railways, for example, took the low-fare airline model and brought it into the railway industry in the UK. So if you travel on Chiltern Railways, there isn't any first class, they don't really have any buffet facilities, and the stations are relatively functional. But they are a highly profitable, successful railway organisation. B&Q, the DIY store in the UK, went over to the USA and basically nicked the Home Depot proposition and business model. In what ways can you steal from other industries, other markets, and make that available to your customers? So those are 5 sources of innovation. I would encourage you to start to think about them, either on your own, with your team, with your customers and partners. Look for opportunities and solutions and start driving the innovation and growth of your business and your market. I wish you the very best of luck.